Okay, so I want to talk to you about tree maintenance, tree care, tree pruning. And pruning is one of those things that is a really hard concept to grasp, but it's so important. And I look at it kind of like the principle in life. Like sometimes there's pruning in life, like trials come, things come, but they're actually for our good. And that's how I look at pruning with a tree. You got this tree and it's growing and it's flourishing and you think, why would I at all cut it back? Why would I hurt its potential? But it actually helps it in the end. So I want to talk to you a little about, I'm going to show you some of these things about pruning a tree. We planted some blueberries around our garden here, and then all around the garden we surrounded it with trees. So we've got peach trees, apple trees, cherry trees, and the peach have been pretty awesome here in Georgia. That's a nice thing when they've worked out. But we've definitely known the ones that get more nourished, that we amend the soil, honestly, every year. We amend the soil around these trees, give them nourishment, and through that, they produce a healthier fruit and resist disease a lot better. But also pruning. Pruning is key because otherwise, you know, take this branch here. When this starts to get with fruit and it weighs it down, and you know, we can get greedy. We think, oh man, look at all that fruit I'm gonna enjoy. Eventually, it will crack the branch. So we prune to make for a healthier tree. Something someone taught me was this principle they actually found from long ago, which is when you plant a tree, especially a fruit tree, every year for the first 3 years, you want to take the fruit off. So those flowers start to come, the blossoms start to come, the fruit starts to come in, you want to remove the fruit. That way all the energy of the tree goes into the root system, so that in year 4, that tree is extremely healthy. And then you're going to have a super healthy fruit, a super healthy tree, so that the storms come, you've got a tree that is fully rooted. Otherwise, it's easy to get a little greedy. Trust me, I know from experience with the lemon tree that I tried to make live, but it did not live. You just want to see all this fruit from day one, but you got to have patience. You got to have that self-discipline, that delayed gratification aspect where it comes in. So that's a few things. If you're planting a tree, make sure you prune it. You even take the fruit off the first few years. But as it relates with pruning particularly, the best way that I've seen with these trees and we get the most fruit and results is I want sunlight coming into the middle of the tree. I don't want it blocked with all the foliage. See, when this gets all the fruit, all the leaves, it's a lot of shade, and that's where a lot of disease can thrive. So I like to trim out the middle of the tree, and there's different methods for peach trees and apple trees and upside down umbrella and right side umbrella. But with these particularly, I like to trim out the middle and then trim the branches back. And I always like to trim it about my height, because I don't really want to get a ladder to start to reach out to the trees, branches. You know, that can get a little dangerous. But I like to keep it about my height so that I could reach. So for instance, you know, you take a branch like this. This is going to just be fighting in here for light, and it's going to be competing with these branches for fruit. So I'll actually cut this branch completely out. So now I've got more light in here, and I'll just continue to work that way. Like this one here, I'll get rid of that one. So I want the light to come in the middle of the tree and all the branches on the outer to be stronger. So if there's like this guy, he's gonna be competing, I'm gonna get rid of him. And you wanna try and cut your tree, the way I learned it was at an angle, prune it at an angle. Have sharp pruning shears. You don't want to try and rip the tree, that'll increase chances of disease. So get you some sharp pruning. And you know, I cut off these little guys because I'm like, these are advanced, these are getting strong, these can handle fruit. If I get this with some apples or peaches, it'll break very quickly. So you don't want to do that. So rather than save you the bore of me pruning this fruit tree, you'll just get an idea of some of the cleaning out of the middle. And you'll start to see, and you have to make some hard decisions sometimes with pruning, like, ugh, you know what, this is a really healthy looking branch. Do I want this and this and this? Do I want this guy? I mean, he's pretty strong. He's like the size of my finger, but he's here in the middle and he's gonna block a lot of the light to the tree. So I'm actually gonna cut this guy, and I'm gonna keep opening up the middle of the tree. So there's different methods to it, and the biggest, most important thing is that you do prune it. I usually do these late winter, just before spring, so that when those blossoms start to come, they're not wasting energy on branches that I'm actually going to cut off. That's about all I got.